Hi, everybody. I'm Hugh O'Brian, and I've got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Hertz Rent-A-Car, whose office is at home or away. Let Hertz put you in the driver's seat. Now, here is I've Got a Secret, starring, while Gary Moore is on a week's vacation, Henry Morgan.
Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to I've Got a Secret. Gary's on a vacation. Actually, he's resting up for next week's show, when our special guest will be Michael de la Vega. Do you remember the magician who was on the show about a month ago, and he sealed Gary in a trunk, and then he changed places with him in about a tenth of a second? Well, he'll be back next week to repeat the trick to prove that it was not done with mirrors or electronically or any other way. And that's what's in store for you next week. To find out what we have in store for you tonight, let's start off by meeting the members of our panel. First, there's Bill Cullen. Then, Betsy Palmer. And in place of Henry Morgan, who unfortunately could not be with us tonight, the host of International Showtime, Mr. Don Amici, and lovely Bess Meyerson, and that's our panel. Now, may we have our first contestant, please? Would you be good enough to tell us your name and where you're from?
Wanda Faye LeBlanc, and I'm from Donaldsonville, Louisiana.
This is Mrs. LeBlanc. And, Mrs. LeBlanc, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we'll show it to the folks at home at the same time. Panel, to help you classify Mrs. LeBlanc's secret, this is something she has. And, Betsy, why don't we start with you?
All right. Mrs. LeBlanc, do you have this with you this evening?
Yes, I have.
Is it on your person?
No, it isn't.
Is it something backstage?
Yes, it is.
Is it something that could be living?
No.
It's
Being a little dear to me.
Something dead,
Right.
a little bit? Inanimate, in other words?
No.
Yeah, it's just lying around.
It is. Is it like a machine of some sort?
No.
Is it something that you invented, maybe?
No.
Well, thought up, I guess.
Thought up? Has it something to do with the stomach?
No.
Like praline?
That's $20 down. 60 to go. Don Amici.
I have a suspicion I should know this young lady. Do I know you, Mrs. LeBlanc? Have I met you before?
No, Mr. Amici.
I never
Not
have.
this kind of show, Mike.
No, I'm well aware of that. I just, where did you say you're from, Mrs. LeBlanc?
Donaldsonville, Louisiana. I was born in Baton Rouge, but I'm living in Donaldsonville now.
I see. And this thing that you have with you back here, this inanimate, is it inanimate, I take it? Does this occupy a large space?
No, sir.
Something that you could bring out here very easily?
Yes.
Like, for instance, in one hand?
Yes.
Is it something that we would be particularly interested in seeing?
Oh, yes.
Very much so.
That's 40 down and 40 to go. We go to Bess Meyerson.
You say that we'd be very interested in seeing it.
May I say, some people perhaps more than others?
I see. Well, then, is it, Mrs. LeBlanc, associated with one of the members on the panel?
Yes.
Oh. And is it associated with a male rather than a female?
Yes.
And is it possibly something to do with our guest this evening, Don Amici?
Yes.
So you see, and you haven't met. Is it possibly, did it ever belong to Don at one time?
No.
Is it a gift that you brought him?
Yes.
60 down, 20 to go. Bill, did your eyes light up then, or did they...
Yeah, but they said till. Is it a gift, Mrs. LeBlanc, in the ordinary sense of the word? in other words, instead of just being like a tie or something, it's something specific that relates to Dawn. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is it something that Dawn once owned?
No.
Is it something that Dawn did something to it?
No.
The $80 is gone. Panel, this is sort of interesting. We've had this secret in the files, they tell me, for quite a while, waiting for the really appropriate time. And the fact that Don Amici's here makes it the really appropriate time. We have Mrs. LeBlanc happens to be quite a fan of Don's. I think I may say you're #1 fan, Don. Her secret is that she has a collection of almost 2,000 pictures, all of Don Amici. Mrs. LeBlanc,
clarifying that, is it interesting?
I said to some, perhaps more than to others. Mrs. LeBlanc, why are you so interested in Don Amici?
Oh, I've always admired him as a family man.
As a family man?
Yes.
Well, there's a lot in that. Shall we take a look? Yes, Betsy.
I was just going to say, though, isn't it strange that Don had the feeling that he knew this lady? And maybe it's from her gazing at his picture all that time. Do you suppose?
I'll tell you why I thought I knew Mrs. LeBlanc. I thought I couldn't hear the name of the city, but I thought she said Louisiana, and I used to know a jockey, LeBlanc, in New Orleans. So this is why I asked whether or not I had ever...
You don't know any jockey, do you?
Oh, no, I don't. I know
No.
Jerry Arndt. Do you know Jerry? No.
Do you know Larry Whipsnade? He used to live around there. Larry Whipsnade. Oh, he's a very nice fellow. Well, I think maybe we ought to look at the definitive Don Amici collection. Now, let's go up this way. Don, would you come forward to meet your #1 fan? And this is Mrs. LeBlanc, Don Amici. I thought perhaps you'd be interested in seeing him. Would you step back a little bit, Don?
I will.
We want to show this little collection of Amiciana. Don Amici, this is your life. Let me push it down here further. We get a better look at it. This book is fascinating. I'm sure you'll think so too.
Are you sure
now, I marked
where we can get a better look at it?
Well, I marked some places.
Oh, there's an interesting page, isn't it?
What do you see on there?
My goodness sake.
If you don't cry, the whole thing's a failure. Now,
Maybe these have all caused enough tears already, don't you?
let's see. You try that.
Woo, look at that. My stars alive.
And how about,
Ramona, yes.
Mona.
you recognize any of that?
Hollywood Cavalcade.
Not really, no. Hollywood
Well-
Cavalcade.
Don, you might be interested to know this, that Mrs. LeBlanc is not only your #1 fan in the world. She doesn't just collect pictures. She goes to see movies with Don Amici, and her favorite, she told us, was Alexander's Ragtime Band. And Mrs. LeBlanc, how many times did you see the picture?
35 times.
My.
Now, do you like the picture?
Very much.
Well, there were a couple of other people in there that you might like to see also, you know, like Alice Faye and Tyrone Power.
I just threw that in. I thought that's the dumbest question I ever thought of in my whole life. Don, you starred in Alexander's Ragtime Band.
Yes.
What was the name of the character you played?
I wouldn't have any idea.
Mrs. LeBlanc.
Charlie.
Charlie? I know he was a composer. Yes, the only new song that Irving Berlin wrote for the show, Alexander's Ragtime Band, was a song I sang in that called Now It Can Be Told. That was the only new song he had in. Well, Easter Parade was old by that time, yes.
Don, you played a cab driver in a movie. Do you know the name of that movie?
Yes, I do. Midnight.
Very good. Very good. You don't need too much brushing up on Don Amici, but if you do, I'm sure Miss LeBlanc would help you, and she wants you very much to have this.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
long. Thank you so much. Many thanks. We'll be back with you again right after this important message.
Where are the car keys?
You're not going to take the car to work today, dear.
I'll need it all day long. Keys, please.
But, Dad, Mom's taking me to a scout meeting. And I'm Scout Mother. We want the car.
Look, I don't just want the car. I need the car for business.
Say, Hertz.
Right. Whenever you need an extra car, let the family have the family car, then call Hertz. Hertz rents new Chevrolets and other fine cars by the hour, day, or week. The low Hertz rate includes everything: insurance, gas and oil, even if you buy it on the road. So don't fight over the family Chevy. Leave it to the girls and rent an extra car from Hertz. Next time you need a car, remember, Hertz. Let Hertz put you in the driver's seat.
Now, may we have our next contestant, please? Would you tell us your name and where you're from?
I'm Ed Farah from Valley Stream, Long Island.
Ed Farah from Valley Stream. Mr. Farah, I understand you have a little housing problem.
I do.
Can you tell us what it is?
That's my secret tonight, Henry.
Mr. Farah, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we'll show it to the folks at home at the same time. Panel, Mr. Farah's secret concerns his housing problem. And Bess, suppose we start with you.
Well, Mr. Farah, we had some housing problems here for a while. It wouldn't have anything to do with a house that Gary gave me for Christmas, would it?
No, it has no connection with that whatsoever.
I see, because we did give that house back.
I recall that, no connection.
Does it have something to do with the house you live in presently?
I would say it does.
Mm-hmm. Is it too small?
No.
No. Does it have anything to do with size?
Definitely not.
Does it have...
That's 20 down and 60 to go, and we go to amiable Bill Cohen.
To do with location?
No, it has nothing to do with the location of the house.
Does it have to do with the security of the people who might be in the house?
The security of the people in the house? No, definitely not.
Peace of mind of the people in the house?
No, absolutely not. Definitely not.
I don't understand.
40 down, 40 to go, and Betsy Palmer.
Are you the man that has spooks in his house? Or spirits?
Some of the neighbors may think so, but I don't qualify for that.
The neighbors may think so.
They may think so.
Strange things happen in your house?
They think strange things
You
happen.
don't think they're strange?
I think it's perfectly normal.
Would I think they're strange if I lived next door to you?
I don't know you well enough to say yes or no.
Well, has it got to do with, Does it have to do with how your family behaves?
Not how my family behaves, no.
How
60 down, 20 to go, and Don Amici, you're our anchor man now.
Is the problem directly connected with what the neighbors think is happening in your home?
I would say yes. I would say
You're
yes.
not positive of it, in other words.
I'm positive,
You're
yes.
positive of it.
You're right.
You told Betsy that it was not to do with noise that came from the house?
No noise.
Is there anything to do with lights that might emanate from the home?
Nothing to do with lights.
Anything to do with you yourself?
Indirectly, I'm part of the
Indirectly, what about
problem.
children? Anything to do with them?
Slightly related.
Slightly to do with
I'm afraid we've lost the $80, and in truth, it isn't really slightly related to children. Maybe in Mr. Farah's mind. You know that people have housing problems with cats and dogs as pets. Situation with Mr. Farah is a little more critical. His household pet happens to be a lion.
A lion?
Now, you know perfectly well, if Gary were here, he'd reach under the desk and there'd be a lion. But Gary will be back next week. All there is behind this desk is us chickens, and that's the way it'll be. Now, if we can have the curtains open, we'll meet Mr. Farah's friend. Now, Mr. Farah, that is a handsome-looking lion. But why would a man want to live with a lion?
Henry, I find lions to be very trustworthy, safe, clean, and actually they're much easier to care for than a dog.
Is that so?
They make an excellent pet.
Well, how do the authorities where you live feel about the lion?
Well, legally, they have a law that you're not allowed to house or harbor a wild and vicious animal. As you can see, she is neither wild nor vicious. As a matter of fact, I have some raw meat here, and perhaps you'd like to feed her some.
Gary will be back next week. Listen, Mr. Farah, what are you going to do? What is her name?
Her name is Congo.
Congo. And what are you going to do when she grows older?
As she grows older, Henry, she actually gets more docile and tame. They get very lazy after about a year old. She's 9 months old now. In fact, Henry, I defy most dog owners to put raw meat in the hands of their dogs and still keep their fingers. You know, she's not growling, she's not
So far, you're absolutely right. I want to wish you all the best in the future. And thank you very much, Mr. Farah, for bringing your... We'll meet our special guest in just a moment, but first, let's watch this.
This is a dessert topping. The dessert topping in a box. Dream Whip for real homemade taste and texture. All you do is whip it up with milk and vanilla. But what Dream Whip does for desserts is a real surprise. On Jell-O strawberry gelatin, pie, pound cake, fresh peaches, light, fluffy Dream Whip makes everything it touches taste better, more exciting. Yet it's so lusciously low in calories, only 17 per tablespoon serving. And Dream Whip stays fresh so long, you can make it hours before dinner. It won't wilt or separate like other toppings. In fact, extra Dream Whip will stay fresh for days in your refrigerator. Keep several boxes handy on your pantry shelf. Always fresh, ready, and waiting. That's Dream Whip, another fine product of General Foods.
Our special guest tonight recently made the transition from television to the Broadway stage. Very soon now, you'll see him make the transition back to television on Theater 62 in Spellbound on the 11th of February. Here is Hugh O'Brian.
Henry, nice to see you. Hi.
One thing, Hugh, when you made your notices, by the way, were lovely, and everybody was terribly pleased.
Well, thank you. I love doing live theater, and I was very happy to have the opportunity of being on Broadway.
When you made the switch from television to Broadway, were you nervous?
Well, actually, I've had quite a bit of experience in summer stock and on the stage. But, of course, there is a difference in the mediums because if you're making film, if you have a prop goof or something goes wrong with the lights, or as an actor, if you forget a line, why, you can cover it up by doing another take. But, of course, in the live medium, if an actor makes a mistake or if something happens on the stage, well, an actor's in a lot of trouble. He has to try and work his way out of it.
Possibly for an inexperienced actor, but you take 4 real troopers, such as we have on the panel.
Yes.
Now, if any of them were acting in a scene and something went wrong, I assure you that they'd cover it up so beautifully nobody'd ever know that anything went wrong.
You really think so?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, it takes an awful lot of
I say no matter what kind of thing went wrong, our panel could handle it. Right, panel?
The ad-libs,
right.
too?
Right.
Oh.
Ad-libs? Oh, why, listen. It just so happens... It just so happens, Don, that we have some little scenes here. Yeah. Short little scenes. Nothing to them. If we can get the curtain open, we will show you a little stage set. Now, Bill, would you join us in our set, and I'll show you what can go on here.
Yes, you can act now. Come on. You do
Oh, this is so simple and so delightful. Would you sit down, Bill, and Hugh, would you sit here, please? Here's your part. Bill, here's your part. Thank you. Now, panel, this is so simple. Bill is going to play this little scene. He's a playwright, and he's very nervous. But 2 things in this scene go wrong. 2 things go wrong. Now, we put the teleprompter here on the floor. Bill, when the thing goes wrong, I ring a little bell, look at the teleprompter. If there's a line, read it. If there's no line, make one up. All you have to do...
Pretty simple.
It's simple. Panel, all you have to do is figure out the two spots. Did he ad-lib a line, or did he make one up? You're very nervous. Curtain. Curtain. Curtain's on. Theater.
Ready? Here we go. Now, look. Relax. I've never produced a flop in my life. You just have opening night jitters. Nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about?
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Relax. The curtain goes up in 3 hours, and we can't find a leading man, and his understudy has laryngitis, and you tell me to relax.
Don't worry. We'll think of something.
Oh, I need a cigarette because I can't think straight without a cigarette. Without one.
You have another line.
I've got to have a cigarette.
That's right.
Excuse me, I'm working for the Lion Match Company. Oh.
Look, that's very good. Now, look, Bill, just settle down. Pull yourself together. We have a much bigger problem. You have to rewrite the whole second act by tonight.
That settles it, Hugh. I quit.
What? If you walk out on this now, you're washed up. You'll never do it. You'll never be in show business again.
I don't care. I was happier being a simple brain surgeon anyway before. And nothing, where's the door? Nothing that you possibly can say is ever going to change my mind. I'm getting out of here right now, and don't you try to stop me. When I go through that door, you'll never see me again. I'm leaving. I'm leaving you here. Goodbye. I'm finished with show business. I'm done. I decided to give you all another chance.
Bill? Now, panel, you saw the bell rang twice. There were two lines. Which one did Bill make up? Which one did he ad-lib?
The last one he made up.
The last one he made up. Do you all agree?
Yes.
Bill, is it true?
No. I was going to say he probably had to make up both of them. No one could write two lines like that, could you?
All right, let's see how it goes. Betsy, it's your turn, dear. Hugh, this is you. Betsy, Hugh is still a big producer. You're his secretary. And the same rules hold. You're going to find two blank spaces on there when two things go wrong. Look at the teleprompter. If there's a line, read it. If there's no line, make it up. Curtain.
All right. Well, I know you're upset about the play tonight, Mr. Jones. Is there anything I can do to make things easier for you?
Well, thank you, Miss Smith. You're a great comfort to me. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Well, you know I would never leave you. Why, you're like a son to me. You're so helpless that you'd be lost without me around to do things for you.
Well, that's true. Well, that really is true. I'm a nervous wreck, but at least I can open my own can of beer. Would you like some?
Oh, no, thank you, but I will open it for you. You'll probably get it all over you.
Well, isn't that sweet? Well, thank you very much.
Come on. Oh, dear.
Well, I'll tell you, let's get down to work. Now, you take your pad, which is underneath there, and take a pen, and I'm going to dictate a letter to you. All right, ready? Dear Vinny, received your letter on January 5th, 1943, and I'm pleased to inform you that, come on, write this down, and barring certain emergencies, which are at the moment hypothetical, we can proceed forthwith upon your suggestion. Yours truly, Sam Jones. Now, would you read that back to me, please?
I'm afraid I didn't get the point.
Oh, that's marvelous. That thing wasn't supposed to come out at all. Panel, which one did she ad-lib and which one was written on the telephone?
She ad-libbed the first.
Was it the first one, Betsy? First.
Nope.
No, oh dear was written on that. All right, Don, it's your turn. Don, this is fine. You're an actor. You missed the last 2 weeks of rehearsal. You haven't shown up at all. And, yes, you're going to need the gun. Put that in your right-hand pocket. Haven't shown up the last 2 weeks. Curtain.
It's a fine time to show up. We've been looking everywhere for you. We had to hire a new leading man. You're fired.
Well, you can't fire me. Don't you realize I got a family and a string of polo ponies to support?
Well, you should have thought of that before you disappeared.
You can't get away with this. I've got a contract. I'm going to get in touch with my agent right away.
Well, I'm not a bit worried. Go ahead.
All right, I will. I'll send him a telegram.
No, wait a minute. Haven't you ever heard of the telephone?
Say, that's a good idea. Now, whoever thought of this?
Now, look, stop wasting time. You're finished. Now, get out of here. Just get out.
I'm desperate. If I don't play this part, no one will. I've got a gun.
I beg your pardon. Oh, don't try to scare me. You'll never use it.
You think I won't? All right, take that. And that. And... Oh! It's a good thing I used a silencer on this gun.
Magnificent, darling. Magnificent. You go back and sit down. Panel, which was the ad-lib line? Which was the real one? The first, the second, what?
The ad-lib one? The ad-lib line was the first one.
The phone one.
The first one was the ad-lib.
All right, well, we'll have to say you missed. Bessie, here's yours. Now, you find Hugh, you don't need this. You're slumped over the table. That's right. You're dead. You come in to sell him a song that you've written for his big production.
But he's dead.
You don't know that yet.
Oh.
Gee, that's so cool.
I'm standing. Mr. Jones, I've come to play my new song for you. It's perfect for the musical you're producing. Don't bother to get up. I'll just go over to the piano and play it for you. It really has a beautiful melody. I'm sure you'll love it. Just listen. It's supposed to be a thing. Take a chair.
Oh, dear.
I only wrote half the melody.
Something you think not, but we've run out of time. We'll never get the end of this. That's a line I just got off the teleprompter. We'll never get to the end of it.
You're not really dead.
Hugh.
You just had a bad cold.
That's Hugh. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I think. Thank you, Don. Lovely to see you. Gary will be back next week. Thank you very much. Good night.
Now, here's an important message for you from Medley James.
Now, all day or all night relief from head cold congestion with continuous action medication. New Contact Continuous Action Capsules. Contact's unique formula gives all day or all night relief, decongests nasal passages, dries runny nose, relieves sneezing. With ordinary remedies, unless you take pill after pill, your symptoms return every few hours. But New Contact gives all day or all night relief. Each capsule contains over 600 tiny time pills. Some go to work right away for fast relief. The rest dissolve slowly in your digestive system. They release medication drop by drop into your bloodstream for up to 12 hours relief, up to 8 hours longer than one dose of any leading cold pill. Take one Contact capsule for all day or all night relief. Next time you have a cold, get Contact.
Miss Meyerson's gown by Cameo. I've Got a Secret has been brought to you tonight by Hertz Rent-A-Car, whose office is at home or away. Let Hertz put you in the driver's seat. The preceding program was pre-recorded. This is John Cannon speaking.
It's fun, isn't it? And who subscribes to it?
Go on, push the button.
Think of the fun you could have on the tube.
The tube?
You.
Tube.
TV tubes.
That's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It's going to be a lot more fun if you keep going the way you're going.
Go on, push the button.
Please subscribe.
I hope they're watching.